Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Nick Cardoza with another episode of Mr. Yachts, and I was just walking through the marina down here in South Point, beautiful day, and somebody overheard me and they said, hey, are you a yacht broker? I said, yeah. I said, you know what? I have a lot of friends that are doing this. I just wanted to know, how do you become a yacht broker? It's a funny question because I even asked myself, how did I get into this? I actually started out in this business as a chef. A lot of people that don't know me don't know that I went to 2 culinary schools and 2 wine sommelier schools. I come from the same area as the chef Emeril Lagasse. He was my idol. I said, you know what? I went and studied culinary arts over in Italy, New York City. We did New York City, and I moved to Italy, and I ended up landing a really cool job in Porto Cervo in Sardinia as a private chef in a villa. The owners of the villa had a Pershing 90, I believe, back then. I remember they said, hey Nick, do you want to come out with us for the day? Can you cook for us on the boat? And I said, well, yeah, that's such a silly question, you know? And so that was kind of my first foray into cooking on yachts. And from there, I ended up moving down to St. Bart's to do a season down there. And from there, I started working on charter boats. Then I finally got my captain's license after doing 2 Atlantic crossings. I had enough miles to do that, and from there I ended up getting a job introducing a brand new yacht brand to the United States. It was called Van Dutch, or is called Van Dutch. Anyways, I helped that team launch that brand in the United States, and that was my first yacht sales job. From there, I left Van Dutch to start a charter company, and then I started a brokerage company. I realized I didn't have enough experience. I went and worked for another brokerage company, and here we are once again. I just recently launched Cardoza Yachts. We specialize in yacht sales and charter. That's not what this video is about, but I just want to know where I was then and how I got here now. And so that brings me to my next part of the video, which is how can you become a yacht broker? You need to be able to sell something. How do you sell something? You either need to come to the table with an owner of a yacht who wants to list it with you, or you need to come to the table with a buyer who's ready to buy a boat, and who actually does, right? And then you say, yeah, but okay, but what do I do with this stuff? You say, well, you have to go to a yacht broker like myself, or you need to get a job with a yacht brokerage company. Now, the contradiction there, the catch-22 is, I don't know many yacht brokerage companies that are going to give you a job unless you've sold a boat in the past, or many, or you're bringing something to the table like a buyer or a seller, right? It doesn't really matter what you're doing in your life. You could be a school teacher, you could be a tennis coach, you could, be a golf caddy. It doesn't matter. You could be a bartender, right? Our job as brokers, right? What does it mean? It means that we consult and we help you with the transaction, right? So you say, okay, yeah, but Nick, I've never done it either. I don't know any of this stuff either. That's why you need to bring that person to a trusted broker, somebody who's not going to take advantage of you. Maybe the first time you get paid a referral, which is a little different from a commission, because you're really not supposed to be paid a commission unless you're a licensed broker, because that means you're selling property of somebody else, which requires a license here in the state of Florida. And I also think in California, not sure, but I believe that's the case. You've got new boat sales, that's from the factory. How do you get into that? You go work for a brand. You could work for Sea Ray, Marine Max, Azimuth directly. Any one of these companies, Sunseeker, you could go apply with them. They give you a job. You get the experience to work with them as a new boat salesperson, and you also have the opportunity to sell brokerage boats as well. So if you want to get into the business, I think you should go to a company like that. Again, they're probably going to ask you for your resume and experience. If you have none, there might be like, come back to us when you have something that you can add value to our company. Unless you want to work strictly on commission, which is the way I got my foot in the door, was working for free. A lot of people don't like to do that anymore, but that's me. And that brings me to my favorite part of the business, which is brokerage, right? And that's when you sell other people's property, other people's boats, OPBs, we mentioned that before. And either you're on the buy side or the selling side, right? The listing broker, you with your brokerage will develop all the marketing material, push it out on the newsletters, put it up on the public MLS. You'll contact all the other brokers in the business that you have built relationships with, and you go out and you use your social network to your real one and also the one online, to let everybody know that this is for sale. And then, you know, that's how you're gonna help sell somebody's boat. And if you wanna help somebody buy their boat, you're on the other side and you're out doing all the looking for them. You really need to just like focus all your attention on that boat and all your attention on that buyer or seller, and you will most likely sell the boat because of your efforts, right? People talk about manifestation. Sales is no different, right? If you put the hard work in, you should get something out of it most of the time. All right. Now, the third part of the business, which is, you know, also another form of sales, which is the rentals, which is what we call charters. It's a little different from rentals. To become a charter broker is very similar in the same way you would become a yacht broker or a yacht salesperson, salesman, saleswoman. Somehow you generate a lead that wants to rent a boat. Maybe you overhear it in an elevator, I don't know. But charters are a really good business because they're consistent and you're constantly selling the same product over and over and over again, right? Where in sales, you sell the boat, you have no more boat to sell because it's sold. Now you got to go find another boat to sell. So yeah, the reward is much higher, but the consistency isn't there. What I love about charters is it's more consistent, and I know brokers that are making anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 a month just chartering boats out for the day. Never mind the weekly charters, which are even bigger, right? Anyhow, to become a charter broker, I think first you're the guy or gal that starts with, you know, a couple referrals here and there. And what happens over time is you start to build a book of business, right? And the next time that person comes back to Miami or St. Tropez or wherever you are watching this, there's usually a charter market as long as you're near the water. But after a while, these people will remember you, that you helped them. Remember, the value that a broker adds is you do all the legwork for them. Next time they come in town, they say, that was so easy, that was so fun. I'm gonna give Nick a call again, right? And that's how it happens. Once you build up a little book of business, then you can go to a brokerage and you say, hey, listen, I've got all these charter clients, but I don't really have a company. I don't wanna set up a whole infrastructure for just a small amount of clients, and I want to expand without having to do all the heavy lifting. As hard as you might think it is, it's actually quite simple. It's be out there, hand out cards, network with people. Your network is your net worth, okay? So go out there, meet a lot of people. You know, ask them if they want real estate. Ask them if they like boating. Have they ever chartered a boat before? These are some questions you can ask people when you meet them. Oh, you're from this place. Oh, have you ever been to Miami? Have you ever been to the Hamptons? Have you ever been to, you know, Ibiza, South of France, whatever? And when they say yes, then your next questions are going to be like, oh, have you ever rented a yacht? Oh, we rent a yacht every year. Oh, no kidding. Well, there you go. There you get your first client right there. No, we've never rented a yacht. Oh, you should. Let me tell you why. Because it's really, you know, amazing. I can send you some stuff if you're ever interested. Boom, you got another client right there. So it's about generating leads. You take these leads, you bring them to a broker or a brokerage, and that's how you become a yacht broker or a yacht charter broker. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm happy you watched. Let me know if you have any other thoughts or comments. You leave them down below. Please subscribe and share with your friends. It really does well for the channel, and I can't wait to see you next time.